Now I know that there's going to be a bunch of people that got their hands on Modern Warfare 3 today, and then it's probably going to be their very first time playing Modern Warfare Zombies. Now I know if you're just starting out in Modern Warfare Zombies, or even for some of you just going into the red tier zone seems kind of scary, well, I'm going to give you guys this very quick, easy, and solo guide for you to get around inside the red tier zone, showing you how you can outrun absolutely everything that's inside of it, giving you some tips and tricks on how to maneuver around inside the zone. We got an Easter egg to look at, and I'm going to tell you how you complete all these contracts inside the red tier zone absolutely solo. So if you guys are into zombies content, or honestly anything Call of Duty, please consider dropping me a like and subscribe to the channel, man. We're on the road to 8,000 subscribers, and I cannot thank you guys enough. Now the very first thing that you guys need to know about running around in the red tier zone is that you actually only need two things, and that's stamina up and your fists. As long as you have stamina up and you keep your fists out, you should be able to outrun anything that is in the red tier zone, even the super spinners. The only thing that's going to nip at your heels is going to be the hellhounds. This is where we're going to talk about your equipment. You're going to always want to carry on you decoy grenades and throwing knives. Decoy grenades are amazing because they can distract zombies while you're grabbing things like contracts, and those throwing knives are actually going to be for those hellhounds that we were just talking about. When you feel those things just nipping at your heel, just turn around really quick and throw a throwing knife at them. Not only will the hellhounds instantly explode, but they'll usually be close enough to you where you'll just pick up the throwing knife right after you throw it. Another great way to maneuver around inside the red tier zone is to make a lot of use of the roofs. In most cases, you won't have a bunch of zombies really following you up here, and if you do, it's only a few at a time. There's plenty of zip lines to travel some pretty nice long distances across inside this zone, and be on the lookout because on top of these roofs, there's also known to be a lot of chests that you always find inside of like infected strongholds and stuff like that. And there are a couple rooftops that are actually completely safe inside this zone, so if you find those, you can take a little break. Now let's talk about the contracts really quick. The main reason why you guys are probably going to want to be out here. Farming these things is going to get you guys some of the rarest stuff that you can get inside of this map. If you don't have the ray gun schematics yet, you can end up getting those. You can be farming the Ethereum crystals. There is a chance of these things dropping a legendary ether tool, but it's incredibly rare. I seem to get a lot of epics. The very first one that I want to talk about that is the easiest one for you guys to do solo is the deliver cargo contract. Now it always spawns in the exact same spot. Now, like I said earlier, make sure you have decoy grenades so you can throw one out in case there's a bunch that are around the contract while you're trying to grab it. Follow my path exactly here. It always spawns in the exact same gas station. Once you get right next to the gas station, throw a decoy grenade that's going to get all those zombies to be running away. Open up the garage, and you actually don't have to stand next to the rover to get inside of it. You can just press square and it'll hop right inside of the vehicle. Now just drive straight along this road, follow this path that I take right here. This is the easiest contract to do. Just be sure to try to really avoid the zombies and whatnot in here because they do cause a lot of damage to your vehicle when you're inside this red zone. Now the second contract that I want to talk about is actually the Outlast contract and the raid contract at the same time. They actually take place inside of the same building. So for the Outlast contract, like I got here, what you're going to want to do is activate the PND, and I like to hop on the roof and then I jump through the window, and then I just keep going in a big circle until the time limit's over. I know this one may seem simple enough, but you will have to deal with a few zombies here and there. Now for the weapon raid stash, it's actually even easier than that. It's going to take place in the same exact building, so you're going to want to activate the weapon raid stash, get on top of the very top of the roof. Once you're up here, no zombies are going to be able to follow you, but they still will be throwing their chunks of meat at you, but as long as you're running in a circle, they shouldn't be able to hit you. Now for the bounty contracts, there's a lot of different ways that you can actually defeat these things, which makes it, I honestly think, the next easiest contract for you to do next to the cargo. There's quite a few really powerful weapons that can defeat these things pretty easily, but yeah, I'm just going to go over a lot of the easier ways to get rid of these things. Now all over the map, you have a chance to find these little ammo mods that you can insert inside of these turrets that you'll see around the map. So what you're going to want to do is after you activate the bounty contract is find the closest turret and insert your turret mod inside of there, and then lure your target towards that turret, and the turret will delete the HVT instantly. Another thing that you guys can do is if you happen to find a juggernaut, or if you purchase one, these things can actually take out like the Mega Abomination HVTs, which are some of the absolute strongest enemies on the map. So if you guys have farmed up a bunch of acquisitions and you're ready to exfil the match, you got a decent rarity and a decent pack-a-punch that's on your gun, this is something that you can do because you cannot take these things with you once you exfil. You can take a chance on rolling the dice and seeing if you can get the crystal or your ether tool back. You're going to want to come to this spot on the map, and there's going to be a grave site. Now basically what's going to happen is you're going to sacrifice your gun to the grave site, and it has a chance on spitting back at you either whatever rarity that you put into it or lower, or it could actually spit you out nothing like a pitcher or something like that. And when it does that, it kind of of sucks because it just leaves you with a stripped gun that's back down to a gray rarity, but you are on the way to the exfil, so it really shouldn't matter once you exfil. Like I said, you can't take those things with you, and this does give you a small chance on, you know, being able to recycle those things and maybe coming back into your next match with them. Now for the last two contracts, the Spore and the Escort contracts, honestly, I would say the Spore is probably the easier one to do solo. There's just a lot of juggling in between your decoys and using the things to inhibit the spores with, and the Escort is honestly going to be easier to done if you have something like the Wonder Waff, a weapon that's actually going to be stunning big groups of enemies at once. Also, the VR11 really helps so you can be repairing the vehicle at the same time, but like I said, either one of these contracts are probably my least favorite to do solo. So that's going to be about it, guys. I just noticed that, hey, it was Christmas. There's probably going to be a lot of people that are going to be getting Modern Warfare 3 today, going to be probably a lot of people on their first time on zombies. Also, I've seen a lot of comments still of people just saying that they really still just don't go into the red zone and that they're still missing stuff like the ray gun schematic and things like that. So I really hope that this video helped you guys out. If it did, please do consider dropping me a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Now go get them rare schematics and acquisitions, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one.